Hi guys, welcome to my first YouTube video. My first YouTube. And today I'm going to give you guys a story time on my first fight in school. Yeah, my first fight in school. I'm not gonna mention anybody's name, but yeah, I'm gonna, mention what happened and how it ended up being what it was, which was a fight. So it was around the middle of, I want to say May, and we were getting the exam started because June was coming up. So it was this girl, I'm gonna name her Susie, but this girl named Susie, she was nitpicking with everybody. Like, nobody really liked her. She only had like 2-3 friends, and nobody really liked her because she started with a lot of people. So there was one time where I decided to, try to make friends with her because she had no friends at this time. And what everybody kept telling me was, don't make friends with her because she'll stab you in the back. So I didn't believe anybody else, and that was my problem, not believing everybody else. So I became friends with her twice. The first time where I first met her on the first day of school, and the second time was when she didn't have barely no friends. So I met her the first day of school, and this was in 6th grade. Yeah, I met her in 6th grade, and that's when we were friends. We stopped being friends over a boy, which was so dumb. And the second time was when she had no friends. So this is when she had no friends. And I became friends with her, and I think around mid-June, that's when everything started to fall apart. So in the middle of June, we got into an argument, and she stopped being my friend. Mind you, I had more friends than just her. So I went about with all my friends, and they told me, didn't listen. And that's when she started nitpicking with me. Like, she started talking about me. She started texting everybody about me. She started posting about me. And she just came obsessed with talking about me so much, it came back to me. So once it came back to me, I asked her, well, is this true? And of course, she denies it. So then, once she had denied it, I actually had proof that she was talking about me. Me and my friend set up a little prank type thing to get the truth. So once we got the truth, I showed her, and I was mad. So at the end, like towards like 8th and 9th period, I was in middle school at this time, and I'm still in middle school. But around in 6th grade, it was like around 8th and 9th period where our principal made an announcement that she was taking all the 6th graders outside. So once she took all the 6th graders outside, that's when the riot started. That's when everything went down. So we was walking the tracks, and the boys were all in the field. And she was nitpicking with all the boys in the field. And this was the day after I had found out she was talking big, bad stuff about me. So that's when my cousin was playing football, and he was getting really irritated, really annoyed. And so he was like, I had walked over just me walking over to make sure everything was fine. And it happened not to be fine. So I walked over and I checked out what was going on, and she was talking about me to other people more in front of my face, and I denied some of it because half of the stuff that came out of her mouth wasn't even true about me. But yeah, so like we had decided to leave her alone, but 2 hours later she had came back and started with us. So once we had left her alone for an hour, she came back to us. So that's when my cousin got really annoyed, where he actually said, "You better stop, for I have my little cousin beat your butt." So me being was like, no, don't use that against her, because at this time I didn't know if she knew how to fight, or I didn't want to test my strength on her, somebody that was not even worth my time. So I think it was around the end of the day, we were going back inside, and she was just irritating me. And so I turned around, and that's when I was gonna swing on her that first time when I had turned around. But it was this boy that was my friend. He was like, "Don't even do it yet. Don't even do it yet." That was his key word, was yet. So, mind you, I also had told my parents. I told my parents about it. I told the principal about it. I even told the superintendent about it. And they didn't do nothing about it. So then that's when I took matters into my own hands. So like, my mom rule was like, you come tell me, you come tell the principal. If the principal don't do nothing, you go tell the superintendent. If they don't do nothing, then you take matters into your own hands. So that's what I had did. I took matters into my own hands. And I think that was the wrong thing to do, was take matters into my own hands, because my own hands is like, I like to get physical with them. So we was at the end of the day, and she was telling people how she wanted to fight me and stuff. So I had went to gym, and I was, pumped up, had my hair wrapped up and everything. So once I had my hair wrapped up, I took off my earrings, I gave my glasses and everything to my brother. So my brother is in high school, so he came down from the high school just to be with me, just to make sure that I wasn't jumped. I was never going to get jumped, because I also had my boy best friend with me and three of my girls' best friends. So they was actually going to jump in for me. So then that's when I had went to my locker. I got my stuff. She had came up with two of her friends. And I was like, oh, they about to jump me. Because I didn't know what was going on. And mind you, she's a sneak peek. She's sneaky. So she could have snuck me if I would have never turned around. So we came up face to face, and it's a big group around us. It's middle school, it's like 7th graders and 8th graders. There's a big group around us. But the teachers didn't know that there was a group until they saw me pull her out of the group when I was fighting her. So I put my stuff down, and I was like, so do you want to fight or no? And so she slapped me, and then that's when I went off. I pulled her by her hair, and then I swung her around. But mind you, when I swung her around, there were people around, so I kind of like hit people. So I swung her to the ground, and I just kept punching and punching. I was pulled off by like 7 security guards, because when I was picked up from a teacher, a male teacher, I was picked up from my waist, and he kept holding on to me. So then that's when she got up, and she threw a pencil or some object at me. So once she had threw something at me, it was just, we just kept fighting from there. So I was lifted up by a security guard, and he threw me over his shoulder. But when he threw me over his shoulder, he did not know that I still had her hair in my hands. Like, I was gripping, like, I gripped her hair. Like, I ripped out her hair because I ripped out her hair because she was, like, that's how I fight. But this girl was, you know, Caucasian. So then that's when he didn't know I had her hair in my hands, and that he threw me over his shoulder, but he didn't know I had her hair in my hands. So then that's when he was walking with me, I was dragging her at the same time he was walking. So then he put me down, and then he like made sure I had my hands released. But when I released off her head, her hair came out. And so when her hair came out, they swept it all up, and she was crying. And her aunt actually worked at the school, so her aunt picked her up off the floor. So I had went to the office. I had out of school suspension for like 5 days. She had it for like a week because the principal knew how much drama she's been in. So I think it was when I came back. No, yeah, when I was going on to I had to come to school to get on a bus to go to suspension, because our suspension is not, yeah, like, if you know what I mean, yeah. But we had to go to a different school. We had to go to a military school for out of school suspension. And so I had to come into school with the uniform of the out of school suspension. So I had got everything ready for out of school suspension, and I went into school. And the day I went into school to go out of school to go to suspension, it was hella people. It was hella people like cheering. It was like, you finally beat her up, and everybody just been waiting. All the girls were saying, I'm gonna beat her up, I'm gonna beat her up, until I took it into my hands and I actually beat her up. My mom wasn't really mad because she knew that I told my mom more than once. I told her like twice, 3 times maybe. And it was just like, that day was just like, everything went so fast. And half of it I couldn't even remember because it went so fast. But yeah, I guess, yeah, this video was so long. But if you guys really enjoyed it, this is my first video, so, you know, share my feelings out to y'all. But yeah, if you guys want more story times and challenges and dancing videos or anything, just comment down below, subscribe, and like this video, and I'll get back to y'all. And comment some squad names, some unique squad names that I could call you guys. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, just let me know. And I will be doing a Q&A with my best friend soon as possible, so I'll get that out for y'all soon. So bye, love you.